Thank you, Senator Moran. We have now been joined by the Honorable Senator from Illinois. Senator Duckworth, you have the floor for a post-introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I apologize for being a little bit late. Would never have happened in the Army. Happens all the time in the Senate, though, unfortunately. Chairman Tester and Ranking Member Moran, thank you for the opportunity to speak before the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs today. I am so deeply honored to introduce today's historic nominee, Ms. Tanya Bradsher, who is nominated to be Deputy Secretary of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. In a moment, you're going to hear her explain why she answered the President's call to help lead the VA in fulfilling one of our nation's most sacred obligations, caring for America's veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors. But first, I'd like to address why Ms. Bradsher is the right choice to help lead the VA as we seek to modernize the department to best serve multiple generations of veterans. Like many military families, including mine, the history of military service in Ms. Bradsher's family runs back generations, both on her father's side, where she is a fourth-generation soldier, and on her mother's side, where her grandfather's service so inspired her mother that her mother was the driving force behind the nominee's military service. In fact, a mom encouraging her daughter to speak with recruiters, and in turn, Ms. Bradsher's mother supported her daughter's family when Ms. Bradsher deployed to Iraq. Like her mom, Ms. Bradsher is also a military spouse, and she raised her children while on active duty as well. In fact, Ms. Bradsher was pregnant with her second of her 3 daughters and in the Pentagon on 9/11 itself. Ms. Bradsher and her family has never shied away from serving our great nation. In the course of her service, she earned numerous awards, including the Legion of Merit and the Bronze Star, among other commendations. I mention these achievements and attributes not just because they outline her unique experience, but because they demonstrate how her own service in uniform enables her to understand the challenges facing today's generations of post-9/11 veterans. As veterans of the Afghanistan and Iraq wars continue to grow older, the VA must proactively reach out to these veterans and bring them into the VA system. Though some veterans may minimize their service or shift focus to others they may see as more deserving, we need to make sure that the VA properly recognizes historically underserved veteran populations and draw them in. Our VA must serve all who served. Tanya Bradsher is just the combat veteran to make that happen. Though it's not the reason for her nomination, if confirmed, Ms. Bradsher would be the highest-ranking woman veteran at the VA ever. The first woman veteran, the first woman combat veteran, the first woman of color to be Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Public servants like Ms. Bradsher don't take on these challenges. They don't answer this call because they want to be a first, or in Ms. Bradsher's case, many firsts. Though she may pave a path for those who come later, it is a selfless commitment to serving others that motivates people like Tanya Bradsher. For the past 2 years, she has served as the department's chief of staff as the VA delivered an unprecedented level of benefits and health care services to our veterans and began to implement the historic PACT Act. I'm proud to introduce Ms. Bradsher today, and I am confident that she is ready to serve as Deputy Secretary. Thank you again for this opportunity, Mr. Chairman, and I strongly urge this committee to support this impressive and patriotic nominee. Thank you.